In this video, I'll demonstrate how to use the first two sets of tools, lesson structure and layout elements. Here's what we're going to create: learning outcomes, an activity, in this case a quiz, and an image panel. If you haven't yet watched the introductory video on the content layout tool, you'll want to do that first to avoid any confusion and problems like breaking the HTML tags. If you've already done so, keep watching. Start off by clicking Launch Content Layout Tool. Remember, as with every time you use the Content Layout tool, you'll need to click and hold the cursor while you're inserting tools. Click and hold the plus sign. Hover over Lesson Structure, then hover over Learning Outcomes and release the cursor. And let's also insert a different tool underneath, so we'll try an Activity tool. Do this by moving the cursor underneath that Learning Outcomes tool, and the plus sign will appear again. Again, I'll click and hold that plus sign, go up and hover over Lesson Structure, hover over Activity, and then let go of the cursor to select. This tool has customization options. Click and hold anywhere on the tool, and you'll see a list of options. Hover over any of them to see what they look like. If this particular activity is a quiz, for example, I'll hover over Quiz and release the cursor. Now let's add an image panel tool, which is one of the options under Layout Elements. This tool will display as an image with text alongside it. Again, you have customization options. Do you want the image on the right rather than the left? Do you want a border? I'll try this third option, left aligned with a border. Now we have all the sections in place, we can click OK to go to the content editor, where we put in the content. But first, make sure you're happy with the customization options for each tool, because you won't be able to go back and change those without deleting and re-adding the tool. So I'll click OK, which takes us to the content editor. To make editing easier, let's make this full screen using the button second from the right in the top right-hand corner of this box. First, we'll edit text. Whenever you edit text with the Content Layout tool, you need to remember two things. 1. Write your text in between the square brackets, and then once you've finished, use the arrow keys on your keyboard to move behind the brackets and press the Delete or Backspace button once. This is the only way to make sure you don't mess up the formatting. 2. If you're copying text from another document, always convert it to plain text first using TextEdit, Notepad, or another plain text editing program, so that you don't end up with any formatting issues or extra HTML tags. And if you need a refresher on how to do that, please check out the introductory video in this tutorial series. So again, I'm going to write inside those square brackets. If I want to insert a link, I'll just highlight it and then go up and click on this link button. And I can link it to content in my subject by clicking on Browse Subject and then choosing the content. Only after I've finished that should I go back and backspace the brackets. Now let's add an image in our image panel. Right-click the image box and select Image. This window appears. It's very important for accessibility that I add an image description and title, and then click Update. Then you can type in a heading and additional information in the spaces provided, and just remember to leave those brackets in until you've finished editing the text, and then press Delete or Backspace to remove them. Also, don't forget not to press Enter when typing text. So when I've finished, I'll click Submit to proceed, and then I'll simply turn edit mode off, drag the browser window in to check that everything's displaying correctly on mobile, and then I can make the content available to students. That covers some of the tools under Lesson Structure and Layout Elements. You can play around with other tools like Resource, Table, or Information Panel. They all work much the same, just remember to follow the guidelines closely when you're editing text so that all the HTML formatting stays intact. There are more tutorial videos available for basic tiles, enhanced tiles, flip cards, and homepage welcome tiles. Bye for now.